As it stands right now, the timer's basically set to run out almost exactly when I would normally end stream. But I also don't want to encourage you to not spend any money here of any kind today. That seems like counterintuitive to my like genetic makeup. Speaking of Inspector Denson, Icon Driver, and Staff, hi friend. Icon Driver, Tier 1, 27 months. Smay, Tier 1, 83 months. Good grief. And Inspector Dens, Tier 1, 26 months. Thank you all so much. And Geist, again, thank you so much for the 10,000 bits. I appreciate that. Because like I said, like, it's one thing to have people be like, we want to protect Taffy and get him to, get him some rest. And that's sweet of you. But it's another thing to be like, my brain sees that sentiment as two sides of a different coin. Yo, you know what? I know there are Windows installs right now, and I'll tell you what I told my son when he asked me to go buy him a SIM card for his Switch, and when I tell my wife when she asks me when I'm going to be able to help her break down the AV equipment in the kitchen, and what I told Noah when it comes to baseball tomorrow. Windows, I'm in the middle of something. Daddy can't handle this right now. I'll fucking talk to you when the subathon's over. Go away. I actually slept not nearly long enough because that stupid hockey game went into double overtime last night and the Stars lost. But I actually slept pretty well last night for the time that I got. I got about 6 hours of normal sleep with no pain. I still feel like I haven't slept all the way in for a month. But at least I don't feel, I like we didn't start the day miserable, you know? Oh, a cash tip. Oh, because I have my alerts turned off during that. Because I would be fucking mortified if Hero started playing while Tanisha is spilling her heart about her son. You know what I mean? I see it now. It's a tip, not a donation. Yeah. 1,000,000%. I see it now. I'm gonna play it. I just want you to know why it didn't go off. My alerts are not over the St. Jude videos because I'm not a monster. And these kids have enough to deal with without Taffy playing Heroes tonight during their mom's testimonial. That said, there must be blood for the blood gods. Yo, the Rapid! With $50 for St. Jude. Little bits for the kids. The Rapid, I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Oh, is this TikTok?
There once was a man that was sleepy, so the man brewed himself a pot of coffee, but the coffee did not awaken him, so he drank more and more. Soon then anxiety comes, buzzing, jittering vibrations. Now cause of caffeination, he's just anxious and tired. There once was a man that was sleepy, so the man brewed himself a pot of coffee, but the coffee did not awaken him, so he drank more and more. Soon then anxiety comes, buzzing, jittering vibrations. Now cause of caffeination, he's just anxious and tired.
No. Go away. Imagine getting a big piece of steak stuck between your molars, but, you're on vacation, you did steak and eggs for breakfast, you get a big piece of steak stuck between your teeth, now you can't get back to the hotel where your floss is to get it out. You're like, alright, well, I'll just keep tonguing at it, and it'll go away eventually. But there's nothing to be done about it now. My travel water pick is back at the hotel, and I'm at sea now on a fucking cruise. On an excursion to an island. Now imagine that piece of steak is in there all day, and by the end, the area is like inflamed and is like throbbing. And that's kind of in the same ballpark of this, except for instead of being like hot or like fiery, it's more like a pulled muscle sort of thing. But it's that feeling of just like that area between my teeth just screaming like, there's a great big chunk of Slim Jim in here, get it out. Orjo will help with the reality bending. It really is. It is It is like the fucking Matrix whenever like Neo changes something and reality gets all fucking wobbly. That's what this is, where it's like I can feel the pain hit the back of my eyes, and you know like that effect like when you're looking over hot asphalt and it looks like the world's all wavy because the heat lines are coming off and warping the light. That's what it feels like, where it's just like my entire world has heat lines of just like where the walls are all wibbly. The engineer, tier 187 months. Thank you so much. Hope you're well, Taffy. If you had one show you could bring back in all of its glory, what would it be? I mean, the easy answer is Firefly. Just because I feel like it got done so dirty. And it's one of the best ensemble casts that TV has had in decades. That's the easy answer. If I want to pick one that's not as, like, off the shelf, you know, like everyone's gonna say it, I would say Pushing Daisies. Pushing Daisies got killed by the writer's strike. And it was like, it would have filled the same place that The Good Place did, you know? I'd oftentimes tell people that The Good Place was the last time I had appointment television. Was the last time I had appointment television on a network show. It was very... I don't know how many of y'all have seen it. I'm trying to think if there's an answer that's like less, you know, like a. I'd love to put the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones into the hands of a competent showrunner. But yeah, Pushing Daisies was great. If you haven't seen they had like a first season and then they had like a couple of episodes that they called a second season after the writer's strike was over. That basically just wrapped everything up. But like, if you like The Good Place, then you'll really like Pushing Daisies. Kristen Chenoweth, Lee Pace, Chi McBride. Like it was like goofy and stupid and like didn't take itself too seriously and had high production values, like very Willy Wonka style production value. The fact that Dead Like Me got hit by the writer's strike years and years ago makes me eternally upset. I don't think I've seen Dead Like Me. I've finally watched 6 Feet Under. But yeah, the whole premise of this is that this guy has a supernatural power where he can touch a thing that's dead and bring it back to life. But the trade-off is that for the amount of life he bestows into the thing he revives, something else somewhere has to die. And so, like if he brings a person back to life, then someone else has to die. But what he does is he buys like crates and crates. Like the reason he gets to be a pie man is because he buys crates and crates of rotten fruit. And then brings it all back to life. And then turns it into pies. That's true. He touches the thing once, it comes back to life. If he touches the thing again, it goes back to dying. So he can't eat his own pies. He brings back his childhood friend who passes away. And they fall in love, but they can't touch. Or else she dies again. She goes back to being dead. So here's a scene of them kissing through saran wrap because she's fallen for him, but they are forbidden from touching. It's very cute. It's from the dudes who made. It's from I think it's from Barry Levinson, right around the time he was cranking out Men in Black movies, and it's got that same sort of like whimsical, over the topness that the Men in Black movies does, but in a much more like grounded, less sci-fi fantasy setting. Hold L1 to activate Horse Charge to knock down groups of enemies. Your horse charge drains your resolve over time. When your resolve runs out, your horse will stop charging. Run for your lives! I need to save one. That's good. I feel better. Good shit, Nobu. You better give him an apple or something.
お前が来ることは夢で見ていた。
姿を見せろ。
お前も欲するか、この俺の鎧を、そして猿神様の神力を。
黒手の陸、生きておったか。
いいや、一度死に蘇ったのだ、この闇の中で。
I can't help but feel like this one's going to be one of the harder ones I've faced down. And then I have to go cook dinner.
飯であろう。勝負にはならんぞ。
ああ、そうであろうな。
I stopped to read the stupid subtitles. Oh my god! I was beating his ass! That's the first time that they've ever incorporated any sort of like counterattack off of that breakup between the two of us. That's new. There we go. I just had to get used to that. My timing's off. That didn't make contact with me, and you can't fucking tell me otherwise, dude. I like Old Bay, but I also want to know what new Bay tastes like. That was like when Grayson said that the existence of dumplings insists upon the existence of a whole larger dumple. If there are dumplings, then there must be dumples. Yeah, no, Elf, I'm running into that same problem. My wife has forbidden me from getting any more kitchen gadgets from chat because we don't have anywhere to put them. Like, this place was a huge step up when we bought this from our rental property, but it's still not like the house we would have built if we had won the lottery, you know? There's still things like we don't have a garage, we don't have a mudroom, we don't have a legitimate pantry. The washer and dryer in the pantry are the same glorified closet that have to share a space, which also means that like anything I keep in there that's not in a can or sealed in a bottle gets cooked by the dryer or the washer. So it's really not an ideal space for foodstuffs and, you know, cleaning utilities to be functioning simultaneously. But this place did free me up to have a lot more goofy ass toys and utensils and a very nice cutting board. When this cutting board showed up, which I think was a gift from Rusty Brazenfire, if you can believe it, chat. But when this cutting board showed up, Amber looks at it, and it's on the island, and she goes, "I don't like it, it's too high for me." And I was like, well, I do most of the cooking, so I don't give a shit. And it's just very rare. It's just very rare that I march out the "I don't give a shit" card. It's a bold strategy that I can't resort to very often, because if it ever does come back to bite me, it will come back to bite me so thoroughly and so unforgivingly. Poets will write about it. Yeah, it looks good. I'm pleased. We have shrimp caper melts with cheese, green beans that need to get ate, black beans if you're feeling it, and salt and vinegar French fries. All right, Elf, you be good, man. I appreciate you coming out. Oh, I was gonna have wine. I'm still gonna have wine. I'm gonna have wine after dinner. That's gonna be my dessert. I'm gonna crack a bottle of wine. I need to take smaller bites of this because it's hurting my teeth to eat it like this. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that real quick. Oh, look at that. We popped the auction? Not yet.
Fall Guys.
I have not played Fall Guys in a minute. So the way I see it, I owe Mata a wheel spin for $250. Because Mata came in here and dropped $250. And then we owe another wheel spin. I mean, I guess ultimately what we could say is we owe another wheel spin because once we, if somebody puts 31 cents towards St. Jude, we hit a second wheel spin at 16.5. And then if we need wheel spins for tomorrow, once we add the auction house in, that that'll unlock at least one more. I haven't played Fall Guys in a minute. I guess it's installed. That's something. And if I die, I die. I'm good. Okay. Here, let's... They couldn't all be winners. I was surprised that one's that bad, though. That is virtually unplayable. Let's spin the wheel. Let's remove Fall Guys. I'm shocked. I was actually excited to play Fall Guys. I'm genuinely stunned at how bad Fall Guys is now. Oh, please not Belatro. Stop. I don't know what Cuisinier is.
Cuisiner.
Cuisiner indeed. Roguelite flavored dungeon crawler. You had me at roguelite. Holy shit. Oh, okay. Okay. Listen. I haven't been to a lot of these cons, but I have been to MagFest. I know what's going on I mean, like, especially right here, but I know what's going on up here. All right. I'm not shaming. I'm just saying don't think this is flying over the substitute teacher's head. That's all I'm saying. Oh, this is extra, so he's just giving it to us. I bet he's giving it to us. He's named Alder because he's the tree we're gonna climb. I get you. Holy shit. We found Christina Hendricks. Living in this town can be a little boring, but my husband is loyal to Pale and I to him. Oh, this is a disaster. Is there no brave adventurer to help me? What can I do for you, ma'am? Thank my lucky stars. I need to get hard wood so I can build some new furniture for my dessert party this weekend. You think you could help? I'll give you a taste of my caramel cake. Please say yes. I only tweaked a little bit of that dialogue, and I only put my own personal spin on the emphasis. Fluffy and sweet buttercream sandwiched in luxuriously soft sponge, lined with honey toffee sauce. Desserts don't get any better than this. This is always a hit among my guests. I'm sure you'll find some use for it. Indeed I will. Consider your favor done, ma'am. I'm not crazy about the combat, but the story is fun. Again, these games, these games all suffer from following Hades, which is rough. All right, we got one more wheel spin on the books at least. Oh, stop.
Tiny folks.
It was almost Cloudpunk. I wanted it to be Cloudpunk so bad. What is Tiny Folk? This game's fun as hell. This is actually, I'm looking at the math, and that was actually a wheel spin I didn't owe anybody. Not that I fucking care. It was fun. Yeah, Tiny Mavs. Tiny Mavs is, Tiny Mavs. Sorry, the Mavericks are playing. Tiny Folks was, for a couple of dollars, man. That game's fun as hell. I really genuinely am excited to play more. It's harder than it looks. This does not get us all the way out of Gremlin time, chat, so this is on you. Do you want, this is the big decision made by those who are here right now. Roll and get a 1 or a 2, and I think the subathon's over. Genuinely. I like the polls. Hell yeah. I'm glad. Roll and get a 1 or a 2, and I think the subathon is over. Hit a 5 or a 6, we probably get to about midday tomorrow. Take the 3x and probably limp into the morning. This is what I think. Everyone says Gamba. Yokley dokley. I guess I'll see y'all in the morning. Okay. Guess I'll set an alarm.